Hi, I'm Marty. Just a quick recording here, going to capture a little bit from Office 365, and of course most of the time I'm on my Mac, and so the question then becomes, what all can I do, and can I still do the same things? So obviously right now we're in a web browser, and this is my mail, this is my Outlook. So in the newest version, or Wave, and I'm currently using a test account, but in the newest version, Wave 15 of Office 365, I now have in my toolbar, I can now go to my Skydrive. And this is, of course, is my Skydrive Pro. I'd love for that to say Skydrive Pro. It doesn't. It says Skydrive, which is not to be confused with my personal Skydrive that I had attached in my Live at EDU. And so this is my Skydrive Pro, which if you've used SharePoint before, you can tell this is really just SharePoint and SharePoint Online. And so I have 7 gig of storage in here, and I can pull documents in, create new documents, and I still can use all of the web apps that I want to. I really am starting to like Excel Survey. I compare that to Google Forms. I can still do a lot more in Google Forms than I can Excel Survey, but it's coming along. And so I can create folders and share that as well. But the thing I wanted to look at today is, instead of having a Skydrive Pro app for the Mac, or a Skydrive app or client for the Mac, which is kind of that folder synchronization kind of thing, I want to call attention to a really nifty little tool that is in the current version of Microsoft Office for the Mac. And so it's Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, Excel, but also there's a little tool called Microsoft Document Connection. I've talked about this before, and connected with other SharePoint implementations or my Skydrive. So this is my personal Skydrive. See if that's correct. And you can see all the folder structures and all the documents that are shared and stored with you. So that's my personal Skydrive, but now my Skydrive Pro happens to be a SharePoint site. And so what do? So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to connect with, and I'm going to grab everything back from this point in the URL. And I'm going to paste that. And it's going to ask me to log in with my Office 365 account. And so now I'm going to add, it's going to add on the side my user account. It's kind of a long name, so you may pick a new name, and so I'm going to call it, and I'm just going to make sure I know that this is my pilot account. And so it shows up a little differently, and I can go from there. Now if you notice, I went to the root of my Skydrive Pro, which doesn't show my documents, so I'm actually going to try that again. Okay, so let's try that one more time, and actually this time we're going to go and grab the full URL up to the word /documents. And we're going to try that again. We're going to go to Add, Connect to SharePoint Site, and I'm going to add and paste what I copied from the browser, hit connect, and take a second, and here we go. So now I'm going to double click and say Skydrive Pro. So here are the three, really 2 documents in the root of the folder and in this shared folder. So I'm going to go back to the browser just to check it out. There's the shared with everyone folder, and here are the 2 documents. So all is well. One cool thing about using the Microsoft Document Connection application that comes inside of Office for Mac, the latest release, is the whole ability to drag and drop. So here's a picture. This is just a picture I was playing around with, and so I can actually drag and drop. Let's try that again. Okay, so I'm going to drag and drop. And that time the file works because there's no unconventional symbols. The last file had an an and symbol in it, and so it didn't like it. So there we go. The file uploaded, and now let's turn to here and back to the browser and do a quick refresh. And there we go. So there we have it. And that is just a quick way to get quick access into your Skydrive Pro if you do not want to use the browser. Hope this helps.